Hey everybody, it is time for the happy after show here at AfterBuzz TV. This week, we are going to talk about Sax and Mary getting closer to some good answers. Amanda gets big news and a fix. Happy pops his cherry. And we even have a special guest. Yeah, that's right. We got Maize, aka Dick. All that and more right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, AfterBuzzers! What up? Yo, we are talking about Happy, season 2, episode 5, Pervapalooza. Oh yeah, we're gonna hit all the good points today, guys. We've got Sax and Mary and dealing with a Wishee. That was crazy. We've got Amanda getting some news that is basically life-changing and drinking something that we're not sure what it is. We've got Happy doing unspeakable things, but most important and so exciting, we've got a special guest with us today. So I'm Nikki Bailey. I'm one of your co-hosts for tonight, and I am joined by the very, very, very awesome Ricky Scaramucci.
It's close.
No, I never get it right.
Scaramucci is the guy on the show.
I'm sorry.
Vitucci. But
Look
I
how
can see
just,
where you're confused.
You know, all the Italian names over here. I can't get them right.
I can see where you got it confused.
Please forgive me, all right?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys. We have so much to talk about. We want to also introduce you to our special guest. He's standing by. He's in a condo in Florida. Guys, welcome Maize, who is, you know him as Dick on Happy. Hey, Michael.
Going on, everybody.
We're so glad you're with us.
Michael.
I'm so happy to be here.
How's the weather in Florida? You hot? You dying?
It's like 88 and warm and humid, but it's amazing for my New York, Brooklyn digs. It's nice to get out of the cement and the 40-degree weather.
Absolutely. Awesome. Fantastic. So we're going to get started. This, like every episode of Happy, was chock full of craziness.
Yeah.
So when we left off last week, we had Mary, Sax, and Amanda all in the belly of the beast in Sunny's tower. Do you remember?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I was on pins and needles all week. First of all, before we get into this episode, Ricky, overall impressions of the episode.
It was a funny episode. I think it was one of the funniest out of the whole season so far. It was just consistently funny.
I agree.
I loved it.
I agree. There were so many amazing, hilarious moments, but one of the ones that I didn't mention in the top was we got to meet Sax's mom, and to me...
That is great.
I mean, that just made the episode to me.
It reminds me of home.
Did it really?
It reminds me of Brooklyn. I'm not even going to lie. Like, that is someone I know.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely someone I know. If it was a family relative or if it was my friend's mother or my friend's grandmother, that is the prototype to an Italian Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to get into all of it. Let's start with Mary and Sax are at Sunny Towers. They have somehow managed to capture the Wishee that we thought was dead. OMG. Because last time we saw that Wishee, Sax was, snuggling with it in fishnets, right? So what did you think of, like, first of all, how do you think they got the Wishee out of Sunny Towers?
I have no idea.
Right?
How do you even pass through security?
Yeah.
Because he definitely has security there, right?
With a giant piece of bubble gum. Like, how do you get that out of the building? They take the Wishee to someplace that looks like a meat locker or something and attempt to hang it so that they can find out what's inside of it.
Yeah.
And then they cut it open. It bleeds all of its, weird goo, but it's still alive. It runs away. Was your mind blown? My mind was blown by that.
It's superhuman.
It's superhuman.
I'm telling you, it's superhuman.
Michael, are you caught up on the show?
I am. It's hard to follow at times, but like you said, how does that get there? I think it really morphed there or something through Sunny Media. It morphed the meat locker and.
Nice. So
but I'm caught up.
Okay, cool. So the Wishee runs away, but
We have a Wishee on the loose.
we have a Wishee on the loose. As the Wishee is running away, it runs into Ladick.
None other than.
Oh my. So first of all, I feel like the Wishee looks like it's going to be a little slimy. Is it actually?
In all truth, it's very slimy. It's like Ghostbusters slime ball. You're slimed all over the place, basically.
Oh my God.
That's so cool. I actually and they always when they show the orgy scenes or whatever, somebody's licking it. So I'm like, ew, gross. Okay, cool. It's slimy. I like it. So Ladick gets knocked over by the Wishee, but he has big news.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
It's
Yeah.
from that day, which is like earlier that day. So he's just come from this big news.
He's just come from it, yeah.
Yes. Which was a lot to spill out and a lot to get over to Nick. But yes, big news.
Big news that Sunny runs a Pervapalooza orgy with people dressed in black latex as animals having sex with each other.
Yes.
This is
But I don't know
familiar.
it's Sunny. I just know it's the bug.
The bug. We don't know it's Sunny.
Right.
Okay.
But we say at the end that it's Shine Towers.
Okay,
So
Shine
it's like-
Towers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I only know it as the crazy bug.
The crazy bug.
Which
so
we
your
still have-
character doesn't know that it's okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Which we still have no idea who the bug is.
No, I think we don't. We don't know who the bug is.
Right?
Or is the bug Sunny? I think the bug is Sunny.
Well, you think. I don't think they've established exactly who the bug is.
Because the
I think
bug's the
we're-
mastermind.
At this point, we're like assuming because
Right.
it's Shine Tower and
Yeah.
the bug is like the commando of the orgy
Right.
that is
Right.
Sunny. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
So we know that Mary and Sax get out of the building, but they need to go back now for Shine Towers. They need to go back for this orgy because Nick is determined to get in there and kill Sunny.
Which he should be.
So, but he gets a call that he has to take care of Hailey that day, so he leaves to pick up Hailey. Now, here's the thing that I thought was really interesting. Amanda is also locked up in Shine Towers, right? She gets captured. She gets put into like a playroom that looks like it's out of like Tron or something, and Sunny comes to visit
like
her.
Chuck E. Cheese, maybe.
It's like Tron meets Chuck E. Cheese, right? Like it was like weird lights and placed and toys and blocks and stuff. So Sunny is like, why are you here? And because Sunny's like, there's no coincidence that you're here the same day as two random strangers who came into my place and stole my Wishee from me, right?
And the tape.
And the tape. He doesn't know about the tape yet, but it's all been stolen. So, this was a huge moment. The thing that I have been waiting for in this show is to find out how the Wishies communicate with Sunny.
Can we find out?
And we get to see it happen. We are watching, so Michael, when we're watching the show, we're watching it with the subtitles on, and the subtitles say that the Wishies are making burbling noises. Burbling. I thought that was really great.
What
Yes,
species and what animal makes a burbling
A
sound?
burble. I think of burbling as like a water sound, like a burbling brook. Is that a thing?
A gargling brook, maybe?
I don't know. I make up stuff.
Bubbling. What's like bubbling and gargling mixed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It works.
A
So
purple brook.
but what the Wishies tell Sunny is that Amanda is pregnant.
Yeah.
OMG!
Yeah.
By whom? With what is Amanda pregnant? Do you have a theory?
I hope not. I don't know. This is insane. I hope she's not. I hope it's. Oh, but she's pregnant. I'm like trying to not make her like pregnant in my head, but she's pregnant. And I don't know what she's pregnant with. She's going to have an alien child.
You think it's going to be an alien child?
It's going to be a Wishee, like a human Wishee.
So you think it's like a Wishee Amanda? Because Sunny says you're special. Do you think? I don't know, Mike. What do you think? Do you think that maybe she's pregnant by a Wishee?
I think it's me a bug child.
A bug child.
You think the bug slept with her?
We don't know who, we don't know what she did at the orgy the night that she was there.
Immaculate
We
conception.
don't all we've been seeing is these flashbacks of her in this white bubble thing, right? So we don't know what she actually did or what happened to her while she was there. You know, maybe she got Wishee raped or bug raped or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't call it raped because she looked like she was, you know, she was doing her thing.
Compromised.
She was
though,
compromised.
obviously.
Yeah.
Drugged.
She was drugged.
She was bugged.
She was what? What'd you say, Michael?
He said that. He said he was bugged. She was bugged.
She was bugged.
She was totally
Oh
bugged.
my. So he gives her a vial of something that this is, because we talked about before the idea that Amanda appears to be addicted to something, and she's trying to fill that void with chocolate, with sex. She's trying to figure out what it is that's wrong with her. Something's changed. And so Sonny gives her a vial of something that's like white and weird looking.
It looked like.
Looks like
Like a
stuff.
man's juices.
Look, this is AfterBuzz. This is AfterBuzz after night. It looked like ejaculative fluid.
It looked
right?
like semen.
Ejaculate.
What she's trying to say is
Thank
it
you.
looked like male semen.
It looked like semen.
Yep.
Like rainbow semen? Oh, sorry.
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Trust me. So great, right? So she takes it from him. She goes directly to an abortion clinic and has probably the worst initial visit that you would get ever, coming from finding out that you are potentially pregnant by a psychopath or an alien. And so, say it again.
Or a bug.
Or a bug, or whatever she's pregnant by, right? So she gets this horrible person who gives her all of these really terrible statistics about abortion and all the stuff, and she basically tells Julie to go fuck herself, Julie at the abortion clinic. Because, like, this was obviously not like a Planned Parenthood. It obviously had a particular theological slant on what they want, what they believe. So, were you surprised that she leaves the abortion clinic and then she takes the vial? Were you surprised that she did it, that she took it?
Well, not after seeing her state. She was walking the streets. She looked like a crack fiend.
She was
literally
jonesing. She was really
fiending for something, and then she couldn't deal with it, like, no more. She was like, "You want to know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna take it." I think she subconsciously knows what that is because of what happened at the party.
Yeah. So I don't know. So Michael, what did you think? Were you surprised that she took I was surprised. I thought she had more willpower, which is a terrible thing to say.
She's hurting though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think it's like she's obviously addicted to something, like you said, and this is like when the emotional crutch happens, we're gonna take the drug.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I kind of saw that coming a little bit.
Yeah. And, Stephen, when he was here last week, because I was out, talked about, when you are an addict and you're fiending for your drug, you will do whatever it takes to get it. And so, she has it in her pocket. I guess she's going to take it. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. I kind of was holding out hope that Amanda was going to be okay. And
oh, she's so dark. She's
deep
in the dark hole.
She is deep in it, guys.
She's in a bug hole.
So before we move on, look, I'm pretty sure that we want to tell you guys how we feel about you here, After Buzzers. Ricky, do you want to tell them?
Yes. So thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We love you so much. But for us to continue to grow, we're going to need your help. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, rate us on iTunes, and make sure you leave a comment below, because you want to know what? Nikki and I, we read every single comment and we reply back. So thank you so much. We love you, and continue to support so we can continue to give amazing content. Thank you.
After Buzzers, we love you so. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. So, okay, we have talked about Amanda being pregnant. So Nick has to get Hailey because Amanda's having the worst day of her life. So Nick has to go get Hailey. He gets her, takes her for ice cream, and has this really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Wasn't that lovely?
It was it was beautiful.
It was
very
like
beautiful.
the most sincere, I think, that we've seen Nick and Hailey connect. It was like the most sort of like the moment where he was sort of saying to her, like, I love you and I want to be a good dad to you, and I'm sorry. And it was like a really precious moment, but he couldn't stay with it because he had to go, because he has to prepare for Pervapalooza that night. So Hailey gets a little annoyed, ends up in the bathroom, and who should sit down across from Nick Sax?
A spoiled smoothie.
The nerve of this dude. Just strolling into the diner, sitting down across from Nick Sax when Nick thought that Smoothie was dead. I am surprised that Nick did not lose his mind and lunge across the table, because what we've seen of Sax so far is that he doesn't have much impulse control,
Short
right?
fuse.
So I guess just the presence of Hailey kept him from going off. What do you think? Why didn't he reach across?
I think he's genuinely
I feel like he knows what Smoothie's capable of, and Smoothie's done some pretty crazy shit to him. So I felt like in that moment, like he knows what he's dealing with there.
Yeah,
exactly that.
So like maybe he was like
stage.
So maybe he was like, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this guy because I know he can do terrible things to my butt.
Oh.
With a big strap on, yes.
So, but what we see, though, is Smoothie really doubling down on, like, interfering and making Hailey love him. But Smoothie reveals, I think, this is, and you tell me if this is your interpretation, Smoothie reveals in that moment that he's really after revenge with,
of course,
to revenge with Nick. Do you think that's what it was?
He's using Hailey to get to Sax.
Nick. Yeah, I think so too.
That's absolutely
Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I feel so much for this poor Hailey. This little girl, first of all, her parents forget her birthday. Everybody's like, basically nobody's there for her. And Sax takes her to drop her off with his grandma she's never met before.
Best character on the show.
This was an amazing moment.
Freaking love her.
Chris Maloney playing Janet, Nick Sax's mom. Okay, so
he's channeling his inner Tyler Perry with Medea.
That was like the Italian. It was Italian Medea. It was Italian Medea. I like it. Oh my gosh! So like, how hilarious was that scene? I mean, just the fact. I mean, how brilliant is Chris Maloney? What was it like working with him? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
It's like one of my favorite experiences of like working with an actor ever. I mean, from the very first episode I did with him in season one, just like he's not only makes you comfortable and is hilarious, but he also is like down to business and knows his shit at all times.
Amazing.
So you gotta like step up to the plate.
Yeah.
He's super like relaxed and funny around that, and like loose with what he's doing. So he's like a total joy, awesome guy to work with.
That's
like
so cool
while
to
you're
hear.
shooting, and then like while you're like hanging out as well.
That's
No.
so
But yeah,
awesome.
He told me, because he was actually like the next day he was going to be doing that scene as his mom, and he told me that, and I just like cracked up laughing so hard because I just picturing that, you know. I'm going to be able to do it amazingly, but it's fucking hilarious.
That's so cool. Do you guys get to like improvise and ad lib at all, like, or was it kind of like just stick with the script?
For sure. I mean, we're pretty tight to the script, especially like this episode was written by like Patrick McManus, who's one of the creators, and like he and Brian Taylor, the director and one of the creators. But Brian, not the director of this episode, but the creator of the show as a whole. Like they're generally staying around the dialogue, but we're ad-libbing and then like deciding what we want to ad-lib and stick in when we like continue on the takes. But it's pretty like loose in general and playful, and trying to like push outside of the box and like room to play within staying in the structure.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's awesome. I'm just imagining what kind of playing and improvising Chris Maloney did to portray Janet. I'm just thinking about Like
Yeah.
how, because she's so realized. Like I felt like watching that character, I was like, oh my gosh, if she doesn't like smoke her life away in this, like I was like, this is the best like glimpse of a character I've seen in so long. She's not on the show the whole she's not on for the whole episode, but she is so incredibly funny and so real. Like I really was like, oh my gosh, she's a mom, but she's also a smartass, and she's also,
She's a wise guy.
she's a wise guy, and you can see like where Nick gets his crazy, right? Like very obviously, this crazy ass woman raised this
image.
crazy ass man.
Spitting image.
Yeah.
And I love like the fact that he like chose as an actor not to really raise his voice register. It's like basically like the same
person.
Right.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Right.
From all the like cigarettes and drinking, like it's really I'm talking down here,
Right. Like it's like he's playing. Like you would think that that
Maybe
a woman would
little
have
bit more up there, yeah.
Right.
No.
But not a woman who's been smoking and
playing it down here.
drinking moonshine. Yeah, So
Nikki, what do you think you're doing, Nikki?
oh my gosh.
Great grandma.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Grandma Sax.
It's Grandma Sax.
Grandma Sax.
Grandma Sax.
Who insists on being called Janet because, heaven
wasn't in
forbid.
the.
right?
Well, I think she said that because she wasn't in the
in
grandchild.
Hailey's life.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So
she also in the end like has heart like Sax does because she's like, all right, leave her here. Do what you need to do.
right. I always take care of things. I'm gonna take care of this too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it. I really hope that if you guys are watching, please make sure that Janet comes back.
Yes.
I
more
want
Janet.
a Janet spinoff. I don't know if that's a thing, but oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah.
Now, while all of this is going on, all right, all of this is happening. All of this is
Where's
going
Happy?
on. Where is Happy? So in the last episode, if you remember, I'm gonna channel I don't even know what I'm doing right now with my voice.
again, you're doing a good job. You were doing a good
I
job.
fall into accents for no apparent reason. It drives
You
the
were
people in
doing
my crazy my life crazy.
You should have did it.
So Happy, we left off last episode. Happy was in the bar, right, with Little Bo Peep, and that giant baby voiced by Weird Al Yankovic, which was just
Hilarious.
genius. Ugh, my God. So Happy leaves with Bo Peep, takes her back to Nick's place. And so we had a whole debate last week, Michael, about what we thought was going to happen. Was Happy going to get happy?
Happy. Was going to have a happy ending.
And you guys both thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You and Steve thought that was going to happen. I wasn't on the show last week, so you didn't get to hear my opinion.
And your opinion was?
My opinion was no, of course Happy's not going to have sex. That's crazy. Happy doesn't even know what sex is. And then something happened to Happy's unicorn horn, and
Little Bo Peep came along, the little seductress.
the little
She
seductress
is.
tying cherry stems with her mouth, and
Whoa.
oh my gosh, she wants to go somewhere crazy, and they end up in Nick's house, and Bo Peep worked that pole, y'all. She was working
She's a good
that
pole worker.
pole.
Bowls.
Both poles.
Both poles. That's
Okay.
right. That is right.
Okay, she worked all them poles. And it's because she carries a staff around. You ever notice that about Little Bo Peep? She carries that staff around. That's why she's so good with the poles.
She's practicing.
She's been practicing.
She's been practicing.
But we see this, Bo Peep does this dance. It obviously affects Happy because his unicorn horn extends
And turns yellow.
And turns yellow. They speculate about whether or not it would now taste like banana.
I love bananas.
We did not. I think it might have even been too far for sci-fi to show Bo Peep licking the unicorn horn to find out if it was actually banana flavored. But I felt like they went so far. They should
I
have.
was
They
gonna
should have
say,
just gone ahead.
she was sitting on his head, on his horn.
She was sitting and spitting on Happy's horn, y'all.
She's a spinner, everyone.
Oh my
She is a
gosh.
spinner.
So Michael, tell us, like, are there any moments, like, are you ever watching the show and thinking, oh my God, this is so over the top and insane? What do you think of the controversy about it? Like, people are like, this show's a little controversial. What do you think? Like, are people, like, do you think, or is it more like, this is just awesome?
It's on Sci-Fi, so like it has the ability to do that. I mean, and Netflix too. But I think like in this day of age, it's just so good to have things that are outside the box and wacky and crazy and just like pushing boundaries. And the more like the merrier. And I think it's always like within all the craziness and darkness, it's also like funny, like and totally wacky at the same time.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm a fan, and this is a perfect example as she's like sitting and spinning on the horn. Which, like, I didn't see that coming. Like I was like, okay, I mean, maybe they would like get it on, not necessarily show it, but like when they cut to that scene, it's like, whoa,
Right?
the rainbow splooge.
The rainbow splooge was, I legitimately wrote those words, rainbow splooge, in my notes, because I was like, first of all, I love anything rainbow or glitter. So to me, if splooge could be rainbow, that's too personal. TMI, Nikki. Do not share that with the people. But rainbow splooge, I mean, if you could market that, if we could figure out a way to have men create rainbow splooge, it would be a game changer for the sex. I'm just saying.
Like, it would have to be a diet change.
It would, probably. You'd have to drink a lot of.
You would have to eat.
It's a lot of ice
drink a lot
cream
of,
and sprinkles and a lot of things that like Happy would probably
love.
I'm thinking. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I did love that Happy wanted to spoon afterwards.
See, that's the original Happy that you thought wasn't going to do it. You're like, oh, but he wants a spoon.
Yeah, he's still himself. One of the things that we talk about on the show a lot is what's happening to Happy, right? So like we're seeing as the season progresses that as Nick's friend, instead of Hailey's friend, Happy's taking on some ways of being that are not so happy anymore, right? He starts growing underarm hair. He's got a little attitude now, and now he's had sex. So we do a lot of debating about like what do we think is happening with Happy? Like what now that he's done this and popped his cherry and had the sex, what do we think's happening with
So Bo Peep said something very interesting. She said that you can't change friends.
Right.
So the fact that Happy's able to change friends,
right,
rose a question mark in my head. Like, I wonder what's going on now.
So that brings up a really good point, right? So Happy was able to change from Hailey to Nick, and Bo Peep's like, no, we don't change friends. We just leave our friends so that we don't disappear when they stop believing.
Right.
Happy's changed friends, so. And then immediately after that scene, we go to Blue in the jail, walking down the hallway, singing the rainbow song. What does he say? Something, I'm always chasing rainbows, right? So it made me wonder, do we think, we have a theory, Michael. One of the theories that we have is that perhaps Orcus, who is the demon that is inhabiting Blue, we wonder if maybe Happy and other imaginary friends evolve into demons. And is it possible that because Happy's able to change friends, just like Orcus is able to change bodies, is it possible that could be what's happening? Yeah. Did I just blow your mind with that?
I have nothing to say now. Jeez.
Blown away.
Splurge all over your white wall.
We know that he's a demon of death. That Orcus is
the demon of death.
And he killed the nun. No. He killed
the guy in the prison. Oh no. He killed the guys in the prison.
Yeah. But Mikey's mom, what is her name? What's Mikey's mom's name?
Oh, the old little old lady.
Oh man. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
her name. Yeah.
The one that got stabbed with
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
rope.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, like Orcus was responsible for that as well. So we know that there's like a lot of death and that circles around that. But it's interesting. It's an interesting theory.
It's an interesting theory. We'll see what happens. We're not married to it or nothing. We'll see what goes on. So Michael, I just want to make sure while we have you, we actually have a couple other questions we want to sort of make sure that we get to with you. So tell me, like, what's been for you the most sort of defining role in your career so far? What would you point to as like, this is my favorite, best, most wonderful thing?
Well, I know it's going to sound cheesy, but I really feel like it's this role, just because my experience on set in this show has been so fun, and no matter what, and no matter like where we're going in the scene and with the character, we're always pushed to go outside of the box, which I feel like in all of the roles in TV especially that I've done to this point, it's usually staying very like streamlined and like understated and villainous and just kind of like riding this line. Whereas every experience I've had in this show is always like pushing you to be like crazier or more over the top, or like you can just really like go and have fun with it, which I haven't actually like experienced to this point. So that is amazing. And I love both of the creators of the show, Patrick McManus and Brian Taylor. Like they're really great, and they provide a really great set to be working on. And then mixed in with Chris, and Chris being a producer as well, like it's a really chill set while being extremely professional and pushing you to be outside of the box, which is really fun to do as an actor. And like just logistically, I mean, this is the longest recurring role I've had so far where it's like extended on, and I still haven't died.
So you could come back, right?
So I can come back, and like, and if there is a season 3 like that, I would probably say that could probably happen. So yeah,
That's awesome. It's so obvious watching the show that like the idea that they push you to go further. That's you when you're watching the show. Like as a performer myself, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm thinking that looks like so much fun. It looks like they are having a ball, and the idea that they are pushing you to go further and do crazier things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just
actor
to actor, Ricky, doesn't
Right.
that sound like heaven?
Sounds when you get the freedom to just do whatever you want. I mean, that's like an open road to a 1967 Corvette.
Yes.
Just you that's what you want. You want the open road.
Yeah, and yet you're still like sitting in front of like Chris Maloney,
Exactly.
Right.
like who I highly respect, and who has been like in so much. So
Yeah.
like I know that yes, I can do whatever I want, but like I still have to like I gotta know my shit. I gotta know my lines. Like I'm showing up to set like extremely like ready to go and like box with him, right?
Right.
And I really felt that, like, especially probably because it was the first thing I did, but the poker scene, that when you first saw Ladik,
Yeah.
it's in episode 3 of season 1, just that scene as a whole, and really pushing the boundaries of like how crazy intense he got wasn't how I originally was, going with it, but I had the ability to go there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
This is really
so cool.
good.
Now you
So much-
guys have met, Ricky
Yeah.
and Michael. You have met. You guys worked on a project together.
Yeah, Stano.
Yeah, which I'm really excited about.
Tommy. That's Tommy up there.
That's so cool.
He is a brawler, let me tell you.
All right.
And Ricky got to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Wait until you see it. It's great.
He had an exclusive screening.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's with would you want to talk about it?
Yeah, tell us a little about it.
I mean, Ricky, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so it's a film called Stano. It's based on a true story about a gentleman from the Bronx. He gets drafted by the New York Yankees, and on the day that he gets drafted, he gets his brand new car and stumbles across this person, and they get into a little scuffle, and something happens, and his life is basically his life has changed. Without giving away too much. And then Michael plays Tommy, where he plays the brother of the guy that Sonny Stano, who got drafted by the Yankees, gets into the scuffle with. So Tommy, played by Michael, Sonny, played by Joe Manganiello, they don't like each other, especially Tommy.
So Michael, did you?
Girlfriend played by Sofia Vergara.
And Sofia Vergara,
I
of
love
course.
her. So that sounds like really good. This is a full length feature, or
Full length. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
So when's
it's
that
great.
going to hit the world, Michael? Do you have any idea? Do you have dates?
I like connected with Joe like a month ago, and I think he's talking like the end of this year. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think they're close to getting a distribution deal, I think.
Awesome. So it's really exciting. You guys want to see more of Michael Maize and our wonderful Ricky. You can obviously look for this movie, Stano. How do you spell it? S-T-A-N-O?
Stano.
So let's look for Stano, hopefully coming out later this year. So I want to make sure before we run out of time.
Can I ask him one question?
Sure, ask away. I'm sorry,
So-
I just bogart the conversation.
No, it's totally fine. She hijacked it. It's totally fine.
what I do.
I just want to know what's one thing that not too many people know about you? Like something that you feel comfortable sharing. If it's a funny moment, if it's a career moment, just anything that you want to tell your fans and the fans of Happy, something funny or interesting about you.
Funny or interesting.
Or just anything.
I started out as a pre-med major. I was going to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna be
No
a
way.
doctor. I was going to be a doctor that like worked in community theater. And so I started like in university as a full-on like biology pre-med student, and that's where I was going. And then I ended up like double majoring in musical theater and pre-med because I was
What?
like honors program. But I ended up with a musical theater degree. So
Nice.
that's like
Wow.
which is basically like I think with my roots being in like theater and especially musical theater, which I then like kind of went away from and completely went towards TV and film. But just like having those bones, I think being on a show like Happy where I can like be big, you know, and
Yeah.
like do something big when like that's what like is so fun and I love to do as opposed to most of TV, which is understated.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know how funny that is, but
That's not funny. That's a pretty cool fact that I would have never guessed.
Yeah, and now I want to see like a musical episode of Happy with Ledick doing an amazing tune about the show. Could we? I think you should call your agent and tell them they should suggest that or something. I don't know. I'm feeling it. What do you think?
yeah, I'll tell the creator. I'll tell Patrick
Yeah,
Jimenez.
tell Patrick that because I think that would be awesome. A musical episode of Happy. I'm here for it. Before we move on, before we close out, I want to just touch on one other thing that we didn't touch on, which was, remember Orcus, Blue asked Pink to kill him so that Orcus would, get destroyed, basically. Yep. So the cliffhanger on this episode was Pink throwing himself and Blue over the side of the building. So let's actually have that be our segue into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. Oh my god. So, Ricky, what do you think is going to happen next? Definitely touch on what's going to happen. Does Pink actually kill Blue?
I don't know. Something's telling me that I feel like that's a dream. Something is telling me that whole thing is something that Blue is probably sleeping in his cell and is envisioning it all happening out.
All right.
That was my first hunch.
All right. Michael.
I feel like he's dead.
Okay.
And that Orcus is now alive, fully, like 100%. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I am going to chime in on that prediction as well and agree. I think that that this is going to kill Blue and Orcus will rise up from this.
But now, would Orcus still stay inside of Blue or just move to another?
No, he'll still be in Blue's body, but Blue's going to be
but
gone.
It's just going to be dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so I don't know. A lot's going to happen. We're going to find out next week, I hope, what Happy having sex means. We're going to find out what happens at the orgy. We didn't even get to talk about getting
Amanda
to the
showing up
getting
and talking to the Sax at the end.
right. We didn't even get to that. So much good stuff. I cannot wait to find out because Amanda looked amazing, but I also need to know, girl, what are you doing there?
What are you on?
Yes. All right. So, Michael, it was so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so very much for taking the time
Thank you, Michael.
to hang out.
I love your show, and it's such a privilege to be on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Where can folks find you on the social medias if they want to reach out?
I'm on the Insta at Michael Maize, and I'm on Twitter at Michael Maize, Maize.
Woohoo! So go find him, guys. It's been a wonderful time hanging out with you guys. I am
Thank you,
Nikki
guys.
Bailey. You can find me at Nikki Bailey _ on all the social medias. Ricky?
And you can find me at Ricky Vitucci.
All right, guys. We will see you back next week for our next episode 6 of Happy. This has been the Happy After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much, guys. See you next week.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.